If somebody was to say to me, well, you know, in heaven, you're not going to remember those kids, and you're not going to remember your own kids, and you're not going to remember your relationship with Nancy, and you're not, you say, well, here's the thing. If we didn't remember all of these relationships, we wouldn't be us. And so we wouldn't be going to heaven. I mean, something that used to be Randy or used to be Joe maybe would be in heaven. But Scripture talks about, no, we will be in heaven. And you know, one of the things that we first see that helps us answer this question about relationships and memory and all of that is that when we stand before the Lord, it says, we'll give an account of our lives at the judgment seat of Christ. And it talks about the words, every word that we speak, everything that we have done. And of course, we're covered by the blood of Christ. We're forgiven, yet there is this accountability. We're stewards, He's the master. And what have you done with your life? Well, that takes place in heaven. So immediately we know our memories will not be worse in heaven. They'll have to be a whole lot better. If I'm going to give an account for what I've done in life, how many things have I forgotten? Well, I'm going to remember all of them. So memory will be much better, not worse. And as we remember, then will we remember the relationships? Will we appreciate seeing loved ones? Will we have this sense of reunion of those who have gone on before us? Because many listeners, many viewers will have loved ones who love Jesus who died years ago. My mother died back in 1981, and we were very close. I was raised in a non-Christian home, had the joy of leading her to Christ shortly after I became a Christian as a teenager, and very, very close, and looking forward to seeing her again. Well, Scripture talks about this in 1 Thessalonians 4. It says, we do not grieve as those who have no hope. And then it promises that we will together be united in the presence of the Lord. So we should look forward to being with Jesus, and we're also told that we are to look forward to being together with our loved ones. These relationships God has given us are precious. God is the inventor of these relationships. In fact, He talks about the relationship of Christ and the church as the bridegroom and the bride, and He says a marriage is designed to show what God's love for His people is like. God is the Father, and He was a father before we became fathers, before we became grandparents. He knows what family relationship is, and He's the one who made it. Satan didn't make those things. Family relationships are not the result of sin. They're the result of God's design. So the question is, will God abandon and destroy what He Himself created and called very good? And Genesis 1:31 says that. He creates, there's all of creation, including there's human beings, and God looks at it all, and the first man, the first woman in relationship, and He says it's very good. That's what He designed. And for eternity, we will celebrate our love and worship for God in relationships with each other. And you see that in Revelation 5 and 7, for instance. In heaven, you see people, a multitude. It's described as a multitude. People of every tribe, nation, and language gathered together in praise of the Lord. Now, will we seek out and remember and sit next to at dinner the people we've known and loved, our children, our grandchildren, our close friends? Absolutely. There's every reason to believe we will do exactly that.